In this quick video, I'm going to show you the alternative D-ring method for that cute purse. But this method can be used on loads of different patterns. If you're attaching D-rings to the side of a gusset, then this is an alternative method for you. It works with quilting cotton as well as fabrics like cork, vinyl, corduroy. And here you can just see the difference. So let's just remove that. So you can see how this looks with the accent piece here. And if you don't enjoy making these D-ring tabs, then this is a great alternative. So let's get started. So you're going to have your D-ring tabs, D-rings and your gusset as per the pattern. In addition, you're going to need to cut out 3 inches by 1.5 inches, 2 of those, and this can be any fabric you want, but it's going to be the feature fabric. So I just had some cork offcuts that were the perfect size, so I'm using those. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to follow the pattern for the D-ring tabs to some extent. We're going to fold the long edges in like that into the center, give it a good press and top stitch both long edges. We're going to do the D-ring tabs the same way that we did in the sewing pattern. So we're just going to fold the long edges into the center line and then give it a press. Then we're going to top stitch both of the long edges. So you're going to wrap one of these D-ring tabs through a D-ring. Make sure that the raw edges are going to be hidden on the inside. And then we're just going to sew about 1/4 inch from the D-ring just to secure it in place. Doing this for both D-ring tabs. So this is the same measurement as in the pattern. We're coming 1.5 inches down. So you want to mark a line 1.5 inches down and centered. Once you've got your line, you need to cut a slit so that we can put the D-ring into it. So if you've got them, a craft knife is probably going to be the easiest option here, but I'm just going to use some sharp scissors. So I'm cutting this entire mark that I made. So this is 3/4 inches wide and I'm cutting a slit the whole way. And you want to make sure that you can fit this D-ring tab through it. So you might need to make it just a tiny bit longer. It depends on the thickness of the fabrics you're using. Now, not all fabrics can be left like this. Faux leather, you can probably leave it as it is, but if you're using cotton, you're going to want to sew a small box around this to prevent fraying in the future. So what I'm going to do is just take it over to the sewing machine and sew it with 1/8 inch seam allowance around here. Or you could cut a slightly larger gap and zigzag stitch it if you're using cotton, and then that would kind of be like a buttonhole situation. Okay, so you can see I've got a box around my slit so it's not going to fray over time. Now I'm going to put my D-ring tab through the slit. And you want it to be poking out just above the top, because what we want when we fit this later is to cover any stitching that we've got. So mine is perfect there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it over to the sewing machine. I'm going to sew 1/8 inch below here and 1/4 inch, just to make sure this has got loads of strength in it. Okay, so now we're ready to fit the accent strip. So you want to draw a line down the wrong side of this, just to find the center here. And then if you've got cotton, you can fold it in and press it with the iron. If you're using a fabric like cork or faux leather, I generally find that a bit of double-sided tape is better. So we're folding the long edges into the center line and pressing that in place. Now what we want to do is place that over the D-ring, like so. I'm going to go ahead and stick that in place with a bit of double-sided tape, and then we're going to sew with 1/8 inch across here. You are going to need something like a zipper foot because you're getting really close to the D-ring. And then sew with 1/8 inch along the bottom edge too. So I'm just going to trim that accent so that it matches my gusset. And then that's good to go. If you want to, you can also fit a rivet. So I'm going to go ahead and fit a rivet right through the middle. Mostly because I've got some cool new rivets I want to fit. So I'm going to go ahead and set that on the press repeat the same thing with the other end and you're done.